Alright guys, I'm here with my official Spyderco Manix 2 sprint run review, and I'm not really one for lots of words, so I'm just going to get right into it. This right now is my favorite knife of all time. I mean, absolute favorite. I carry it every day. I do everything I have to with it. You know, cutting boxes, opening packages. In my job, I need to cut a lot of straps, and this does it just perfectly. You know, right away, one of the big points of why I love this knife is the ergonomics. I mean, it just fits my hand perfectly. I have sort of large hands. If you can see, this is a playing card here. You know, I do have pretty large hands, and sometimes in a lot of folders, it's an issue to hold on to a smaller knife and to do hard work with it. Whereas this knife, it's not overly huge, but it does fill my hand pretty well. The way Spyderco designed it, I guess it just happened to fit my hands in particularly perfect. I'm not sure, you know, how it fits anybody else's hands, but for me, it is perfect. I used to, well, not used to. I do own a military, and you know, that has fallen in second place to this knife. I know a lot of people love the military, and I still love it, but this just is number one. The jimping on the back, my thumb, okay, it's at the perfect place. My thumb just falls right there. You know, for smaller hands, somebody might have to reach up, you know, for the jimping, but when I grip it, it falls right there, and I'm ready to use it. That's just in regular grip. When I choke up here, okay, still very comfortable. All the grips, you know, little caping grip there for caping game and skinning and stuff like that. It does all that pretty well, you know. Even in reverse grip, you know, it fits just perfectly. Okay. I don't use this much in bushcraft, but I can choke up on it pretty close and get, you know, good strokes out of it. I have used it to carve wood sometimes, just testing it out, you know, testing the blade steel and stuff like that. It is S30V, which I love. You know, my first experience with S30V was on the military, and I must have cut everything in my sight with that knife. I mean, and the S30V held up pretty nice. When I saw this was an S30V, you know, I jumped on it right away. And it is that full flat grind, which also, you know, I was introduced to on the military. The edge came razor sharp. I mean, just unbelievably, how Ankerson would say, air bleeding sharp. It was pretty, you know, sharp. It shaved hair out of the box. Maybe not air bleeding sharp. I know he has his system of sharpening, you know, getting that mirror polish on there. But to me, for my uses and my experience, it is pretty sharp. So that's that on the blade. The handle, you know, a lot of people see me with the orange and they're like, dude, what are you doing with an orange knife? It looks, you know, goofy. It looks childish, you know. But then I explained to them how if I ever dropped it, I would be able to find it a lot faster. You know, in my job, I go from the rain to the snow to the mud to the grass in a matter of hours, actually. You know, I do travel a lot, so, you know, and I'm out there using my knife in those areas where you know, like I would get out and be, in a foot of snow, and then a couple hours from then I'd be in rain somewhere and it's all muddy and dark. Low light situations as well. Low light situations, you can find this knife a lot faster. And the G10 is very grippy. I mean, like I said, Spyderco's G10 as on the military was great, and this does an even better job, I think. I think they updated their G10, I think, to somewhat, I think to the 30% fiberglass. I'm not sure. I don't want to get into all the technical stuff. You can look it up, but it is very smooth, as you can see. Just solid click. It's locked in there. There's no blade plate whatsoever at all. Okay, doesn't rattle. Okay, just drop the blade in there. Goes right in. And it's pretty quick too. I can get it out of my pocket if I need to do something, quickly. It's not really for self-defense for me. I have other knives for that, and I don't really deploy this in a self-defense manner. But if I did, I mean, even when I'm working, I just want my knife out of my pocket quick so I can get my work done. I don't like to goof around when I work. I just want to get it out, get the work done, and put it back in my pocket. And I can take it out, flick it open, do what I need to do, and put it right back. And the clip as well facilitates that. It's very smooth on both sides. I know a lot of companies I've found it's like opening a chip bag and noticing that there's only like halfway chips in your bag, and you're like, oh, I paid all that. I thought it was a bigger bag. Sometimes the clips on other manufacturers' knives have a rough underside. Like it's unfinished. Like it'll be polished on the top, but when you turn it over on the inside, it's rough. Well, this is polished on both sides. Okay, so that the surface that contacts the outside of your pants or whatever you're clipping it to actually has a smooth place to ride against, and on the other side has the G10. Okay, which gives you a kind of a balance in between, snug and loose. It's just perfect for me. I don't know any other way to say. It's just perfect. It goes in, comes out smoothly, just fine. Another good thing, another great thing that I found with this knife is pride of ownership. I love this knife. I literally, everything about it, it's what I would design if I had to list all the great things in a knife that I want. This knife has every single point. Controlled opening, full flat ground, S30V, ambidextrous, locking mechanism, good grip, great ergonomics, as I've said, huge lanyard hole, reversible clip, and the clip is pretty good looking as well, and it doesn't have any of those tang issues like other companies have. I mean, even their Delicas and Enduras have that tang issue. But this has seen a lot of detail, a lot of attention to detail. Okay, even if you were to, okay, you're holding this knife and you were to close your eyes, you just run your hand above it. Right here, you wouldn't really be able to feel the screws. It just seems like one solid piece. Okay, whereas other knives, they stick out. They're like generic screws that just stick out. They're dome-headed. They don't have the flat recessed hole is in there, and that lends itself to smooth handling of the knife. You're not feeling it's like a button, everywhere. When you run your thumb over this knife, all you feel is that button release, or I'm saying not the button release, the ball bearing lock, this is a polymer cage for the ball bearing. When you get ready to put this knife away, if you're fumbling around, you can definitely, the only thing you feel is that lock. You know, and that is attention to detail right there. You know, you just grab it, close it, put it back in your pocket. It's that simple. I guess I can give you guys a few specs here. I know you're wondering if it's legal in your area, and you know, I do have legalities where I live. I mean, everywhere has legalities, but you know, I'm not gonna get into my personal ethics, but you can see here, the blade is about 3.5 from tip to tang. The actual cutting edge is about 3 inches. Okay, it is curved. If you were to straighten it out, you're getting about 3 inches of cutting area. And the handle, okay, is about let's say 4. Maybe I'd put it right at 4 and 3/4. Because of the 50/50 choil that Spyderco has. I guess I can put that right there for you. See there, it ends up at 4 and 3/4, right at that mark right there. It's pretty actually almost exact. Sorry for the that's my camera's lanyard right there. I'm not using it because it sucks. I forgot to take it off before the video, and now I'm rambling about our lanyard, which is not good. What was I saying? The handle, yeah, it's great.